everybody, how's it going? Merry Christmas. It's not quite the new year, but it's getting there. So I've been out doing some running around all day. A little tired, but you know, got to be in to the yard to work tomorrow. Heading out to Montreal. Got to leave here about 5 a.m. So yeah, that's gonna suck. But I'm caught up with everything I need to do today, and all that's left really is have a nap. So I was out earlier and I was booking around in my good old Chevy Corsica, and figured, you know what, I'm going to throw a strut tower brace in this thing. Now what a strut tower brace does is basically limits the amount of body flex in your car when you're making hard corners, things like that. It's basically for handling, and they do make a fairly significant difference. It is, I would say it's noticeable. So anyway, I have my strut tower brace in here. It's from a 1993 Chevrolet Z24 Cavalier. These cars came with them factory, and it's nothing special or fancy, but it does the trick. Definitely does the trick. So basically it's used, so I'm going to clean it up a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to install one in a Corsica. It's almost a direct bolt, and we're just going to have to move a couple things. Nothing, no big deal. Okay, so here's our strut tower brace. Basically just looks like this. Basically right here, this will bolt to the top of the strut tower under the hood, and this side will bolt to the left strut tower under the hood, and this will basically just sit behind the engine. So it's a little dirty, so I'm going to clean it up before we get started. I'm going to try and keep this job relatively clean, because I'm in good clothes and I'm much too lazy to change. Okay, and for the strut tower brace install, really all we're going to be using is a simple tool kit, and all we're going to be using out of it is a 13 mil, maybe a 3-inch extension, and a 3/8" drive ratchet. Alrighty. So these two bolts, or two nuts I should say, that are on the back of each strut tower is where that bar is going to bolt to. Okay, so now that we got the nuts off the studs, as you can see, like I said, there's going to be a couple things we're going to have to move here, and that is this plastic housing that holds the wiring harness all together right here. We're just going to basically remove that plastic and move the wiring harness over and secure it if need be, and also the fuel lines. But they can nicely slide out of the way, just like that. So let's get to pulling that sucker out. So after you fight with that piece for about 5 minutes or so to get it out, that holds the wiring harness against the firewall there, and just kind of throw it away. So you're not going to need it. As you can see, well, maybe you can't see, it's kind of bad lighting out here, but nothing's going to be in the way, rubbing, anything like that. So that's good. Now I should be able to slide the strut tower brace in. Alrighty, she's installed. No problems. Make sure your transmission dipstick is free. Beautiful. Make sure those bolts are tight. Those hold your struts in, and if they're not tight, that could lead to some problems. Now go for a ride, rip around some corners, and see what you think. Can you notice a difference? I bet you will. Alrighty, so now we got a strut tower brace installed in the Corsica. basically a Chevy Corsica, all that is, it's a four-door Chevy Beretta, which is a sport coupe, and they're actually pretty good handling cars. The reason why I do up cars like these is because you can pick these cars up literally for almost nothing. I made $20 buying that car out there. It has no rust on it. Okay, it's a great car. I threw a set of brakes on it and put a ball joint in it to pass the safety. It cost me about $20, which was the $20 I made. So I virtually got a free car. With only a little money and a little time, you can turn a car like that into a pretty quick and great handling sleeper. And these are the things people in the race rockets, like the Civics and you know, fancy sports cars that they spend $20,000–$30,000 on, and they mock these cars. But as I said, the sad part is a simple engine swap that'll take you about 4 hours, and a small bit of maybe some machine work and some small suspension work. You can have a pretty fast and great handling car. You can pick up suspension components for those things on the internet for virtually nothing. Remember, the Corsica is just a Beretta, so you just search for Beretta parts. GM's always been great for cars that virtually you can pull parts off of and bolt them onto other GM cars, especially late 80s, early 90s to mid 90s. Almost anything. Like as I said, that strut tower brace came from a Z24, a Cavalier, and it bolts right in. Same thing with from a Pontiac Sunbird or a Chevy Beretta. You know, they all pretty much interchange. There's only very few differences as far as the engineering, handling, and performance aspect of it goes. Yummy. We got a snack and a Corona. Well, that's about it for today. I'm going to have my snack here and have a beer. That's my NyQuil. I'm going to head off to bed because I'm going to be up early in the morning. We're going to be trucking off to Montreal. My camera's dying. I'll pick up some batteries for the camera and we'll do a trucking adventure tomorrow. Anyway, hope you enjoy the install. And I hope some people out there will seriously consider picking up some of these cars. You can still find them in pretty good shape and they're still cheap, real cheap. And as I said, they make, you know, a little bit of time, a small bit of money, and some effort. If you have the know-how and the tools, you can make a good sleeper out of them. Anyway, cheers. Beautiful.